is your laptop still getting pop-ups? And he goes, yeah. Well, why don't you fucking say anything?
Yeah, I tried to. So we are recording. It's a great intro. So welcome to Hotspur Way Season 2, Episode 8. We did record. I didn't, but the guys did record an episode last week. One day it will be made available. The reason I say one day is because 5 minutes took 42 minutes to edit. And so I don't personally have the time to sit there and edit, and to pay a sound engineer a year's salary to do it wouldn't be possible, not right now. And so one day it will become available. It's there, we have it. It's just we're not going to release it to the world anytime soon. So do you want to tell us what happened last week? We did have a guest on as well, didn't we? Poor guy.
We did, David.
That's the worst part about it.
He was so patient with us, and we're going, can you hear me? Can you hear me? Josh, has your computer got AIDS? And he's just sitting there like giving his spiel. It was very well rehearsed. Oh, poor man.
God.
Shall I read some of the WhatsApp comments from last week while the show was going
Come
on? Right,
Please.
are you ready?
They were shouting at me.
Yeah, I mean, it was so fucking hilarious. So, because I'm sat there and I'm listening to I'm reading these comments, and I can't believe what I'm seeing. So here we go. Where are we? Josh, eat my shit, you stupid cunt. Oh, sorry, that was the day after. Where are? It's just a standard day.
That's a
on our
normal
WhatsApp
day.
group. Yeah.
That's a good morning.
Hannah, he's got stank dick. No, that's from another day. This is Jaymes showing us pictures of pretty women he'd like to take out for a meal. Where are we? Where? What was the date last Tuesday? Just tell me quickly so we can. Anyone got? Oh no, I can do it. Last Tuesday was
wasn't
it was the 17th, right? So I've gone way too back.
We should probably release little snippets of these WhatsApp chats.
I did once. Do you remember?
You
and
did.
then I got told off.
Yeah.
Yeah, the sexualist said, "What we talk about here stays here." Whatever he said, probably not in that accent. His accent's not that good. So
He's a fucking virgin anyway, so let's just leave him all.
Oh, I was looking at the wrong group. See, we're so good at this. We actually have a group just for the podcast. Okay, so I'm seeing the pop-ups. This is Josh. This is not ideal. And then Hannah says, Jaymes sounds like a robot. So Jaymes says, can you ask me a question? Need to see the delay. Send link, please. So he hasn't even joined the podcast, and he's asking us to send him a question. This is the professionalism level that we are talking about at Hotspur Way, right? Not at the Hotspur Way. I mean, we're probably. Do you think I think we definitely put on better podcasts than they do at the real Hotspur Way. Yeah. So here we go. This is really funny. Turn yourself up. That's not a euphemism. This is Jaymes talking to Hannah. I can't. And then I'm just writing the cog, decibels, select. Hannah, Jaymes would have to do this in the edit. Yeah, right. Fuck off. Josh, what are you doing? Jaymes, my connection is horrific. Oh, there's feedback again. Hannah, literally nothing. He keeps breaking up. And let's find the bit where you talk about David. Poor guy. Hannah, Jaymes, you need to cut loads out. And then the other Jaymes, I'm going to try and rejoin. He says I'm going to try and rejoin at least 17 times, just so you know. And it goes on and on and on. And then Hannah, it's when Jaymes laughed really loudly about 5 minutes after the joke. I was dying. Josh.
I had such a horrific delay.
Josh, I will have to leave. I think my laptop is fucked. Hannah, your laptop has AIDS. And then... Yeah, and it goes on, and then someone does say something about David, poor guy. Oh yeah, and then Josh just screams out, abort. I mean, it lit 42 fucking minutes I spent on 5 minutes, and I gave up, right?
Notice. Josh waits for an hour to say, I think I have to leave. My laptop is fucked. Like, it was his fault. He waited an hour.
Yeah, and then you say, David's really loud, innit? David, if you're listening, that's Hannah for you. Okay, right. So we played Brentford on the weekend. I thought it was one of the best games I've seen for a long time. I couldn't take my eyes off the screen. I loved, especially the first half. Was it 17 shots on goal? Am I right in saying that?
Yeah, 17.
Right. So I think that probably makes up, after the first 10 games of last season all the way through to the first 4 games of this season, we're probably on par, right? 17 goals if you add all of them up. Or shots on target, should I say. Hannah, you were there. Jaymes, you were there, right?
I was not.
Right, Hannah, over to you then. Tell us about it.
Oh, I'll be honest, it was a long time ago. I can't remember. I remember having a really nice time. I took.
It was on Saturday, right? Today's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Right.
I took Louis.
Yeah.
If that helps.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want an analysis. He loved that. He was putting up his ring finger, and I gave him permission to switch it out. Well, because we sit just above the away fans, so.
All right. There was one bit where you said that Harry, your man, he was trying to beat everyone up. Why? What was going on? Why was he trying to beat everyone up?
Oh. Well, I can't. Do you know what? When you say that, it doesn't help because those kind of things all blend into one. Oh, that's what it was. So I sit in the north stand, and
Yep, we've established that. Tom.
yeah, I'm getting there. There was just like overwhelming criticism coming from everybody, and I just felt like they were watching a completely different game to what I was watching.
Oh, I thought your hair was all right. What were they criticising?
We weren't taking enough shots was mainly the issue.
What game were they watching?
Well, this is what I mean.
Was the Tottenham women's team playing somewhere and there was a screen? what
exactly.
Game were they watching?
And this was towards the end as well. Like I was just really surprised. Like, how can you watch that game and how it's gone, and be so overly critical? I mean, we'll probably get onto this, but one of the main criticisms was Son.
All right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think he's not on the running order, but I'm going to leave.
I know Jaymes has a lot to say.
Yeah, I'm going to let Jaymes talk about that after we talk about something which I find interesting. Now, look, we're not here for like analysis, right? So if you're listening to this trying to figure out analysis, if you want analysis on vibrators, sex toys and whatever, wear your pod. But when it comes to football, not really. Okay, so one thing which I have found interesting is that everyone talks about the Twitterati and the social media keyboard warriors, and the people who are in the stadium really aren't the same. I believe there comes a point where it does start to spill over. Mm-hmm. And what you're saying is testament to that, right?
I mean, it's odd because on the build up to the game, lots of people were posting things about how it wasn't going to be full. That there were lots of tickets available on the exchange. People were getting rid of their tickets the day before. I think there was 61,500 in the end, but the atmosphere was absolutely incredible. So towards sort of the end of the game, I just thought, why can't you just be happy? Why can't you be satisfied with what you've watched today? Why is there always some sort of criticism? Why does it always have to be? Yeah, it's like you can't bring yourself to be truly satisfied with what you've watched.
I'm glad. Look, I mean, we live in a universe where chaos exists, right? It has to exist. It has to exist to bring balance. And I'm sort of happy that there are these supporters out there because it makes me feel better about myself. And that's a dig at them, by the way, just in case you missed it. And I just think that we can't win, no matter what we say. I mean, we're now called happy clappers. We're spreading toxic positivity. No one said that we get paid by Levy yet. We're not big enough for people to say that, which is fine. Hopefully season
When
3
Harry
or 4.
tried chatting me up, he did ask if I was Daniel Levy's daughter, to be fair. So there
What
is
a
that.
terrible chat up line. Is he there? Is he there with you?
he's downstairs.
Can you just do me a favour? Can you just scream out? Jaymes said, older Jaymes to tell him,
Yep.
just scream this out.
Yep.
Older Jaymes said, you've got a shit
I
chat
can
up
message
line
him.
routine. No, just scream it out. Please. Just for me. Go on. Jaymes
Okay.
says you've got a shit chat up line routine. Chat line routine.
Lines, yeah? Okay, but...
It's
Okay.
great.
Bear with me.
Fucking bearing. Crack on.
Yeah.
Take time.
He's going to want to fight me. This will be interesting. I've only got
He's
one
come
side.
down,
I
still
feel
winging.
satisfied.
Does he want to fight me? Tell him. I'll tell him I'll take him on. I've only got one side of me working.
So
I'll
is he,
take-
don't worry.
What, you? You're his better half. Right.
Exactly.
So yeah, it is spilling over. It's there's feedback again. I don't know what the hell's going on. Just look, please bear with us. This is the second season. This is the best audio so far. We will get better. Hannah will get a new laptop because it is Hannah's fault. We've established this. Hannah, can you apologise?
I'm very sorry
There you go.
for all the wrongs I have done.
Oh God!
Lot
There's
of
not
wrongs.
enough time
It's
in
a
the
lot of
galaxy to go through them. Just
It's a lot of editing.
yeah. So
It's another 41 minutes down the drain for you, mate.
42, mate. So look, it's spilling over. We've got to this point now where you've got people, as it was, people in the pub used to get angry and whatever. Now they seem to be finding a voice. I don't know what's driving it. Is it the guys who are making 1 or 2 pence a month off of Twitter for clicks and hits and traffic that's doing this? Do you know what? Actually, do you know what I think it is? I think that the media, Spurs fans in the media, should do better. And I'm talking about Danny Kelly. I'm talking not Jamie O'Hara. Jamie O'Hara I think is great. I really do. Right? He's a shambles, as he says most of the time, but he's not like that. I'm talking about the people who are in the media who spout nonsense, who keep saying they don't want Ange out, but then say everything after that points to them wanting Ange out. And because you have the older lot who might listen to things like that, especially like Spurs Show actually is quite balanced. It is, I'll be honest with you. So they've got a lot of older listeners. I do blame people in the media who should know better, who shouldn't after 4 or 5 games be, I'm not calling out the manager, but I'm about to spend 20 minutes calling him out. That kind of thing isn't helping. But you know what I loved? There was a lot of people that thought, especially after that Coventry game, I've been talking a long time, I'll shut up in a minute, but after that Coventry game, you had a lot of people on Ange's back. And if you've read, so please read Ange Ball, right? Just read it. It's fantastic. Or if you've got Audible, it's on Audible. Read that. Read the other books about him. Do you know what he probably did? He put him in Hotspur Way, and he must have given him one of those award-winning speeches. And he must have scared the shit out of them as well, because they came out like a team possessed. All right, yeah, we went down after 23 seconds, I think it was. But they came out. This wasn't the Tottenham Hotspur that we've seen since, I would say, last November? I don't know.
Yeah, this was a throwback.
Yeah, right. I'm not the only person who thinks that, right? This was a team that was like, you just conceded, right? That was a bit of a worldie. Fuck you. Who's got a dog?
Oh, me. Soz.
Tell your bitch to shut up. So,
I'm
talking. All right, okay. And
Don't fucking stop. You know what they're like.
yeah, I know. So whatever he did worked. and I was so fucking happy. I was actually more happy with that than the result. And you could see a little smug smile on Ange throughout the game. I don't know if you noticed it. Anyone notice that? Was it just me? My mind playing tricks on me?
Yeah, especially after
I
Brennan scored.
517.
Yeah, I'm on serious meds, right? So I noticed it and I was smiling too. You want to doubt this guy at your fucking peril. You got a footballer in that camp who wants to doubt him at your fucking peril. Jaymes, talk about Son. Jaymes has muted himself. This is great. He's telling his bitch off.
Hello.
Right, yeah.
Sorry,
Tell us
I
about
shut the
Son.
window to try and help the bitch situation. Right. Son, we love Sonny, don't we? But he's a bit old now, isn't he? He's getting his Zimmer frame ready. The nursing homes are calling. A bit extreme. But yeah, I think...
Deep offence on the pod right now.
I don't know how he listened to this.
Thing is, I can picture Son in a nursing home. He'll probably get some action. He's still a virgin, isn't he?
I reckon he would. He would love it. 1,000%. You know what? It's weird. Like, I think Bergvall and Gray are like the next Sons in that kind of like cutesy, lots of like teen fans kind of vibe. It's quite weird. But yeah, Son, bit washed, isn't he?
Tell us why. What didn't you see? What did you see?
He's just not what you need, really, is he? Like, you know what he is? He's at one, like, 6.5. You always go back to, and it just, like, never works out. I'm talking in, like, the Ange era, not previous, but, you know, it's inconsistent, but you don't want to let it go fully. Like, you'll just keep it on tabs in the background. You'll do the odd little "hey, you up" text every now and then to them, and they'll deliver something all right. And then a few times in a row, you're like, "What am I doing here?" Mid-stroke, and you're just, "I need an excuse to get out." So yeah, that's how I kind of see it with Son. He just doesn't. He got 2 assists against Brentford, granted, which is great, but other games he just doesn't offer enough, especially when we're facing a low block. He just doesn't like beat his man. He just sort of goes rigid. Like, watching him trying to dribble is quite funny. It's like watching when you see like Keir Starmer play football, or that Hancock bloke. Like, he just sort of stands there when he's 1-on-1 with his man. It's just like the whole like blood froze meme. It's like Joe Biden. That's literally what it's like. It does my head in.
Do you think that he's going through a phase, or look, is it the beginning of the end? Yes. Do you think... I'll better talk because he's putting his bitch to sleep. Do you think that this is just bad form, that he'll push past it, and we'll see that Son, maybe not like the last few years, but we will see, let's say, 50% of him in games? So let's say over the next, how many games we've got left? How many games have we played in the Premier League? Is it 5?
5 now, yeah.
5. So we've got 33 games left, right? So let's say he puts on some amazing performances in 18 games, right? Do you still say, nah, he's washed out? Do you think he can actually put on the old Son that we know performances in 15 to 18 games? Do you think that's possible?
I think this season will be the last we see of it. Like, he's 33 end of the season, and for a player that's relied quite a lot on his physical conditioning, we've seen it with Ronaldo. What happens? Like, once they lose that edge, that spark, a lot of what's good about them does disappear. And we've already seen a drop in his pace. You know, he's starting to look a bit like slow motion when he's through on goal at times, and it's sad to see, but that's what happens in football. And I think, you know, we've always told of this painful rebuild, right? And we never want to see the top players go, but what we are horrific at doing as a club is selling players. And I think the last Conte fucking gangbang of a season, we saw not a great version of Son there, and I think that should have been the first indicator of things. And so next season, I think he should be reduced in his role. We should sign someone who's a bit more of a natural Ange ball player to come in and sort of be the main guy, and someone should have a slightly more reserved role. And then if we're not going to sell him, I think that'd be the more sensible move to just sort of reduce his responsibility.
Right, Hannah, Oh, sorry, go on, mate. Yeah,
I say, yeah, it's like you don't really want like an erectile dysfunction trying to support you for a season, would you? You don't want anything misfiring.
True. Hannah, you see him a lot more than we do. What do you think? You see him like so you
really made me laugh.
Yeah, I know. you see him though. You see Son in ways that people watching on the box can't see. So you tell us what you think. Right, thanks for that. We already know what you're going to say.
Oh, it's really hard. I just really love him as a player in general and as a person, so it's really difficult to say. I understand about losing his pace, and he definitely doesn't take people on. It can be quite frustrating to watch, but then if you look objectively, post game, and you look at what he's done, if you look at the numbers, his work rate is still there. So I wouldn't. I don't know who can play instead of him right now, but I understand the age thing. So it's very difficult. I love Son. I don't ever want to see him go, but it's probably better to get rid while you can, as much as that pains me. But I still love watching him play. He's still exciting. He's still got the threat. When he gets the ball and he's in on goal, you do think it's going to go in still. Although it didn't at the weekend. But I digress.
So, I don't know if you guys listen to the Extra Inch. Nathan on there he's great. He's really great analysis, and someone in the, if it's the Championship or even League One, someone needs to give this kid a job, because I think he's fucking fantastic. He spots things where I am so angry at him when he says them fucking a year ago, and then I go, oh my God, he's an oracle, he's right. He said a year ago, we need to sell Son. We need to sell him now. No, I think it was actually 2 years ago. His words were, paraphrasing, we need to sell him now that he's on a high, because we're going to get top money for him, and the next club he goes to, he will basically drop in his performances. That's exactly, we didn't do that, but that's sort of what's happening. Then he's been saying for a while, maybe two seasons, since Ange came in, so one season, we need and he's getting really upset. Like, he's saying, now we need a fucking dribbly winger. Where is our dribbly winger? Because he's analysed Ange's games quite a lot, right? So since before, from Japan and from Scotland, and that's the way Ange likes to play. He likes those old-fashioned touchline huggers who will go past players. Why? Because once you go past players, if you go past one, then one of your centre-backs is drawn out towards him, right? You've taken two players out of play. Now imagine James Maddison and you've got Kulusevski, and then the ball comes in and you've got Solanke there, where one of your centre-backs is now on his arse. This is the way Ange likes to play. We need to sign these players, and right, the window's closed, I understand it. I've got a feeling that someone at Hotspur Way is, well, either listening to Ange or is listening to Nathan, because now a lot of people are talking about the dribbly winger. Nathan got there a year before anyone else, and so props to Nathan. And we do need to push the boat out in the summer and go and bring one in. I don't know, is that Eze? He's not really a winger though, is he? Right, and that's why even Nathan was saying, yeah, we're linked with him, but he's not that dribbly winger. So that's what we need, and we need that guy to come in now. Is that guy Odegaard? Maybe. I don't know. Now he's out with a hamstring injury, right? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
he's been
paid to
handballed.
I'm not paid to make these decisions. I don't know, but the point is, I think Nathan is bang on the money, because if you look at how Ange has played throughout at least the last 10 years, That's how he plays. He doesn't change, and he said this multiple times. The guy doesn't change. He knows how he wants the game to be played. He does make tweaks, obviously, right? And those of you who watched this game, we've been saying it all season, right? He's made tweaks in every single fucking game, and this one he did again. We'll talk about Bentancur in a minute. We do need Son's replacement, and I think you're right, James. I think that at the end of the season, maybe Odegaard has one of these blinding seasons where he sort of eases out Son towards the end of it. We don't know, right? We just don't know. Or maybe they're going to go out and sign a 23-year-old that we probably never heard of, that hits the ground running, literally, and does what he's supposed to. And then maybe the season after, we go and buy one for the right. And, we have Brennan Johnson as an impact player. I don't know, because Brennan Johnson isn't that guy either. He doesn't take on his man. I think if he had a bit more confidence, maybe he could. I don't know. I don't know the kid. But Hannah, you watched Brennan Johnson, right? Mm-hmm. What did you think?
I thought it was great.
I thought it was great too.
And the cheer that went up when his name was called out at the start was very heartwarming.
It was, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was really good, and I do believe that he was shushing us as fans rather than the away fans.
Serves us
but
right.
now, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But now I'm seeing, oh well, clearly bullying works. I can't be arsed with that.
I mean, it kind of does, but
But then, I mean, you probably didn't hear it because of the recording last week. But we were saying how, whether Johnson will be dropped because of his confidence or not. And I think Angie's way is that he will keep playing him, and he will come good. He will get his confidence back, and I think we are seeing that now. So, yeah.
I think so too. Right, so we've got some questions. You probably read them out last week, but George is insisting that we read out the questions that he sent in. You ready for them? So, George.
Here we go.
George says, so don't follow 1882. Could these poor results be linked? This is last week. Could these poor results be linked to Maddison's recent shit haircut? And also, would it be interesting to see Radu and VDV? This is a really boring question, George. I'm not even going to finish it. Sorry.
And it's now not relevant.
Yeah, let's move on to your better question, mate. What realistic amount of money would convince you to eat fish fingers have we even not read this one out? Drizzled.
Read this out last week.
With Sol Campbell's jizz garnish. Because I know you guys look for loopholes like fuckers. It's one fish finger and the garnish is significant.
It's still funny.
James, this is up your street, up your alleyway. So
yeah,
what amount of money, mate?
$5.
Fairs.
Oh. Yeah.
Just really likes fish fingers.
Mate, what can I say?
It's a free meal.
Tartar, huh?
Fish fingers with
date.
Fish fingers with human mayo. Oh.
And jelly and ice cream after. Perfect.
Oh,
Exactly. Spunk and salmon. What more could you want?
The taste of a traitor.
What an absolute Tory you are. Fish fingers don't have salmon in them. I'm sure yours do. Like when you're up at Ascot, you got battered smoked salmon, haven't you? With Sol Campbell in the corner, just giving you a wink.
He does. He waits in the corner for me. He actually stands at the dispensers with his schlong out.
Eye contact.
Literally, you're giving
all three of them.
Tell him he's an amazing manager.
And his two faces.
You got to tell him how. Yeah, you got to tell him how good he is as a coach. He should be given more opportunities, and it's racist he's not in a job right now. Not the fact he's a shit coach and an awful human being. Not that.
So George again says this is directed at Josh was last week, which is quite apt for what happened last week. Have you got a microphone for this week, Josh, or will you be using a potato again? Yeah, I mean,
Just use pure AIDS.
Unbelievable. Right. Let's go to another one. This is Willie B. You probably read this out last week. New stadium bringing bad luck to the club. Since built, Spurs finished 6th, 7th, 4th, 8th, 5, and currently 13th. From 08 League Cup winners to ending of White Hart Lane, Spurs finished 11th, 8th, 4, 5. Anyway, also, what did Redknapp and Poch have that the other gaffers are missing? I'll answer that. It's got nothing really to do with bad luck. I don't think that exists. I think you make your own luck, first of all. Good players, good management, good leadership creates opportunities. You can call it luck. So these finishes for me have got nothing to do with luck. Redknapp and Poch, what did they have? Well, Redknapp, as he talks about a lot, and he's right, he's a man manager. Like, if in another life, when, let's say he wasn't born in the East End, he would be a life coach, Harry Redknapp. Poch, probably the same things. He's got those lemons, the lemon stuff, and that's from life. That's from like Zen life coaching. So they both have that going on. I think what Ange has is that, but originality. Like, you've got to understand where Ange came from, and it was very difficult growing up because I know quite a few Australians who their parents were from Italy and Greece, and what they were called and what they had to put up with growing up. They weren't Australian. They would go on holiday to Greece or Italy. They weren't Italians or Greeks. And so they had to make do, and they had to do what they could. And it was a bit of a tough life, even in Australia. Like when Ange grew up in the 60s, that's what it was like, 60s and 70s. There was a lot of racism, there still is. And he learned from it, and it toughened him up. And he speaks straight, and he talks straight to his players. There's no hiding, there's no mixed messages, there's none of that with him. This is how I want it done. Go and do it. You've made a mistake. You're a fucking idiot. Do it better next time. And this is how you have to do it better next time. Again, go and read Angeball. Okay? Fantastic book. Right. Oh, you're back.
Who's back?
You.
I'm just muting out of courtesy.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I'm just a girl.
There's no feedback. I'm just a girl.
Good.
I'm just a baby.
You're just so cute. We have. Should we go through some more questions? Let's see. Okay, this one's a good one. Ray Phillips 74. I think it's a good one. I read the first 3 words. Would you rather? Oh no, it's not a good one. No, it is. Would you rather Jamie Redknapp followed you around, giving you a running commentary on every event in an aspect of your life for 3 months, or you had to give unbiased commentary analysis on TV of every Arsenal home game for a season? Ray, it depends on how much they're paying me. I don't want Jamie Redknapp in his sketches follow me around. Is that who sponsors him? Is it Skechers? I keep hearing him on TalkSport talking about he doesn't have to bend. He doesn't have to bend down to put his fucking shoes on. You fucking lazy cunt.
Yeah, but
Entitled.
watching men do their shoes up is a bit of an ick.
What? I don't know. I've got massive feet, right? So I've got massive shoes and trainers. I'm a size 12 and something, and
This isn't Tinder, James.
And well, if you just let me.
Who's getting to that?
Yeah. Tinder.com/James Payton. James with a Y. Payton, Paytn. Right. So
really big feet.
I've never been on Tinder. I don't know if that's don't fucking make a profile.
It's not LinkedIn.
That's why I even insulted.
Don't you? No, because this has happened before. Don't you fucking? If any of you listen, don't you fucking dare do this. I will hunt you down.
I'll force you.
My wife is.
I'll
Lebanese.
pay you 20 quid.
My wife is Lebanese. She will kill me first, then hunt you down. Right. So, I would I give her an unbiased commentary of Arsenal? I think we sort of do that anyway, don't we? Like, yeah, I know. I mean, there are many people that love their jobs, right? So, well, I know you don't. So, okay. So,
I mean, to be fair, giving commentary over Arsenal over how they performed recently it'd feel as long as 3 months, if not longer. Just one game. How fucking boring they are to watch.
That's true. That's very true.
One from David last week, which was for me the funniest. Yeah, do me a favour and edit my prediction out, please.
Oh, yeah, what was it? 6-0, was it?
Oh, is that what he said?
He said 6-0 or 6-1. No, something like that. Yeah, it was very bold.
Right, Bentancur. Let's talk about him because I think he had a fantastic game and he seems to be our new ball-playing number 6. Hannah, when you watch him, so I call him Silk. I think that's what he's like. When you watch him, what do you like? I've never seen him live, and hopefully that will change this season after his 17-game ban or whatever it is. When you see him live, what is it you think?
Exactly that. What you just said.
Silk,
He's
right?
pretty silky smooth. Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say because, to be honest, he hasn't played consistently enough when I've been watching, like when I've actually been there. But no, I really enjoy watching him play, and he was so good at the weekend. So good. Man of the match was really difficult to pick.
Maddison.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, easy. Hands down.
Yeah, he was brilliant.
He was. I have a problem when players take off the shirt. I'm a bit old school. It's like, it's our fucking shirt. Don't take it off. If you're going to take it off, just make sure you've got another one underneath. That's never happened, has it? Footballers, that's what you need to do, right?
That's so fucking yellow and gold. That's so purple and gold.
Can you imagine? Maddison runs over, flicks it, like he had it planned, like he just flicks it off and it's another shirt.
It's like pass the parcel with the badge. That's crazy.
I know, I'm ashamed, mate. But yeah, at Bentancur, I think we're going to miss him. We'll talk about Qarabağ in a bit because he'll be in the Europa League games. Are we done with Brentford? I think we are. We've sort of covered everything, I think.
We do have another question.
I'm going to go to them. You can read them out in a bit after we talk about the fans forum.
Okay.
And this is where Todge goes through some of the quotes. We've not seen this. I didn't even bother applying for it. There was just really no point, right? So, what do we have? You've listed them all, right?
Some of the main ones, like some of the bigger ones that got discussed, because it was like Sonny got asked who his best friend in Spurs was, and he said Ben Davies, and apparently that's enough to show a weak mentality and how Son's not a leader and how he should be like castrated and hung, drawn, and quartered for being a shit captain.
Is that what?
Yeah.
What were they really saying?
Never mind. That question was asked by a child.
Hold on a minute. Hold on.
Yeah.
So it was asked by a child, and then children on Twitter wrote what they said that he's not up to being a leader because he's friends with Ben Davies.
Yeah,
when you put it like that.
Purple and Gold crew did not take that lightly.
The problem is the people who probably write this stuff on Twitter don't know how to spell purple and gold. They're not old enough.
Not.
No.
They know it from their crayons. Crayola make a killing each week.
The one that I did see, which I found, I don't understand why people were up in arms about this. So Daniel Levy, when he was asked about criticism from fans, he said, I have very thick skin and I just ignore it. It makes me want to be more successful. That's exactly what I would say, sort of. Most human beings, no, am I wrong? What should he say? It really hurts my feelings. The share price in Kleenex goes up whenever I'm at the stadium. And what should he say? I don't understand what he's supposed to say.
I think we see this with a lot of Ange interviews as well recently. If it's not sanitized, people think it's confrontational or dismissive.
But that doesn't sound
no.
confrontational. Am I missing something here?
No.
Oh, fans are very
I
simple.
think it was put across that it was very disparaging of the fans, and that he should care what we think. But I think we've said this time and time again. There's only so much a billionaire is going to care about you, and once you come to terms with that, your life will be better.
But let's just say he drops dead tomorrow, and a billionaire Spurs fan comes in, right? Let's just pretend that we're in this world. He comes in and he spends 150 million on two players, both of which get ACLs, and then the fans are screaming at him, and then you see him mentally break down in the stadium. What's fucking better, that guy or Daniel Levy? Who do I want leading this fucking ship? What is wrong with you guys? What am I missing? I don't. Look, I'm not trying to be facetious or anything. I need to call her out. Christina, I love you, darling. Christina Zanders, fucking love her. That's where I saw it. Like, she was quite upset with this comment, and it's not just her. There was quite a few others, which I didn't expect it from. What do you want him to say? I really care about what the fans think. Well, which fans? The ones that sound great or the ones that sound not? Should I care about the ones that sound not, so they want me to change? Okay, so I will then put in a lot of money in the club and it fails, and then what? What do we do then? And then they turn on him again. Oh, now I'm going to care again. I've got no money to put in, but I'm going to really be upset. I'm not going to lead this shit properly. What is it you want him to say? I don't... Anyway, I'm an old man screaming at clouds. James, do you want to go through some of the others?
Yeah. So again, it's just like non-stories everyone likes to make into a big story, doesn't it? The other one from Ange, that sort of came out was he got asked, "Is it time to show more pragmatism in games? Teams that win trophies have solid defences as well as attacks." Ange replied, "You're spot on, mate, but it won't be us. As much as we want it is." He said, "As much as we want success, there is a Spurs way, and I won't deviate from that." Are people losing their fucking minds again? I'm sorry. Have you not been a Spurs fan for the last 3-4 years? Exactly. What that pragmatic style has done for us. Yeah, fucking trophy laden, aren't we?
What happened to the Tottenham way? Yeah, and now we're doing it. We don't like it. It's crazy.
That's the thing. We want our Tottenham back. We get it back, and now you want it gone again. Make up your fucking mind.
I'm just laughing at his comments because I can picture him laughing inside. Like he's so great. Like, I'd love to have Christmas dinner with him. I don't know why I said that, but like, I just think he's fantastic. Go on, read on.
Oh, he's just a great bloke, Kenny Ange. We love him. Next one was Daniel Levy on decision to scrap new senior tickets from next season.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
There's an underlying problem that as time goes on, if we don't curtail the number of concession seats in our stadium, our whole financing model will come into question, because obviously we can't have a situation where our ticket revenue ends up falling.
Right, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, breaking news, everyone. A business operates as a business.
Exactly, the billionaire isn't taking business and financial advice from people on Twitter. Of course, there's nothing wrong with that. Duh. Silly billies.
I mean,
so simple.
You know, I've got a bit of an exercise for you. So if any of you are listening, like if you're the kind of person that wants to call out a Spurs player to the point where he has to close down his social media account, number one, stop listening to us. It's not helping you. Number two, before you throw yourself off the 5th floor, you might not die, but your knees will go. Before you do that, what I want you to do is when you tweet something. So, James, can you do me a favour? On this tweet, I don't know if you can quickly find it. Can you read out one of the replies? How long will that take you?
Fucking hell. On the spot there.
I'm sorry.
Like 20 seconds.
Right. Hannah, can you say something
tweet.
Funny? Can you say something funny, Hannah?
Yeah,
just say something funny on the
fly. Right, you need 20 seconds as well, right? This is not very good.
Yeah.
Right, here we are.
Has he found it yet?
He's found it.
Yeah, I'm here. Fucking hell, you make it sound like I'm slow. Right.
Well.
There's some great ones here. From Al2 Cop. One absolute cunt spelt KHUNT.
Okay,
Please don't ban me, Elon.
Right, is there any more? I mean, is there any with substance, like two, 3 lines, something like that?
Oh no, he goes on. The
Oh,
£1
okay.
million odd extra he makes by scrapping it will mean our whole financing model will come into question. Can we touch on your £3 million bonus this year? If that's the case, then us a garbage dump of a bloke.
Okay, so before you throw yourself off the 5th floor, right, and hoping that you don't die, you just do your knees in. What I need you to do, what's his name? This guy who tweeted this?
Al2 Cop.
Al2 Cop, like with K-O-P or
Yeah.
wow. So I thought it was a Liverpool fan, right? So what you need to go and stand in front of a mirror, go to the recording app on your phone. Right, your phone should have one. It might be difficult to find, knowing you. Find it. Read out what you said while recording it. Take a deep breath and play it. And if you still think that's right, quickly go to the 5th floor and throw yourself off. Any more? Actually, should we touch upon this? Can we touch upon this? Can I talk a little bit about this?
I'm sure if it's consensual, we can, yeah.
Right.
Consent is sexy.
This sounds. I don't care if this sounds arrogant. I'm a business owner, and every penny fucking counts. Every single fucking penny counts as a business owner. Business owners that don't think that pennies count soon won't be business owners. That I can tell you off the cuff for free. There's some free advice if you think you're an entrepreneur. If we are saving, I think it was what was the people wanted to turn their backs. They said that we're saving, was it 3 million, 2 million? What was it? By doing this,
I think it was about 3 million. I don't know if the numbers have been.
I think it was the 3 million because they likened it to his bonus, to Daniel Levy's bonus, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So 3 million. Now you've got to understand that there are ongoing projects at Tottenham Hotspur, both football related and non-football related. £3 million is still £3 million. Please stop viewing it in the football manager or player salary bracket. It doesn't work like that. I promise you it doesn't work like that, right? So when you've got a P&L spreadsheet or when you've got your own balance sheet and you're seeing this is my income, this is my revenue, and then from there this is what goes out. 3 million is still fucking 3 million. And if Daniel Levy can save 500,000 somewhere because that 500,000 has been put into another project, then let him do it. It's his shit. Now, if that is affecting player transfers, which we clearly saw this summer isn't, then have a go at him. 100%. Whatever, Mr. Cop guy, don't throw yourself off. Go and have a go. Like, if we hadn't spent any money or we just bought, Bergvall for 8 million and we spent 11, 12 million pound, have a go at the guy. 100%. But don't have a go at him when he's looking after the pennies. What's the saying? Look after the pennies and the pennies will... Am I too old for this?
The pounds will look after you. Is that what it is?
There you go, something like
Pounds
that.
will look after themselves.
See, we need a woman's touch.
And the thing to remember, though, quickly, sorry, is we had 2 of the most expensive transfers in the window just gone.
Yep, we did.
Solanke and Archie go to the top 5. So yeah, that's all I wanted to add on to that.
Hannah, what about you, darling?
No, I agree. I'm listening.
Cool.
I thought it was a bit rude how James interrupted you, actually. But
I was
enjoying that.
I was. The point is, guys. The point is that you. Okay, so let's just whether it's a small business and you've got 3 or 4 employees, or whether you've got, let's say, 150 employees, Spurs employees, it's 300 people. I'm guessing 400. I don't know, around that mark, right? I may be completely wrong, but I'm pretty sure it's 300-400 people that they employ. And that includes the security guard who's there, who welcomes in the players at Hotspur Way, and that's all the way to Daniel Levy, right? These are employees of a company. Tottenham Hotspur Limited, I believe it's called. Is that right? Anyway, it doesn't matter. If you are looking around and you're saying, listen, guys, we have these projects that are coming. We need to cut some costs so that we can make sure that these projects happen, so that we can continue employing these 300 to 400 people. Because trust me, as a business owner, the first thing you do is look at payroll. Right? It's the first thing you do because it's the biggest expense. and you don't really look at player payroll, unfortunately. Not that I own a football team, but I'm pretty sure that's what you don't look at. You will look at non-footballing staff. And these guys aren't on 20, 40 or 150 grand a week. They're nowhere near it, right? They earn an honest day's work, an honest day's wage, should I say. And you don't want to cut those people. Some have been at Spurs for 10, 20, 30 years. You don't want to cut those. So you say, let's take a look. So the older guys who are coming to Spurs, most of them, we believe, have more money than people who are younger. So other teams are doing it too. We can make some money there. That has nothing then to do with the bonus scheme that was put in place a year or two ago, and that's ring-fenced. Please understand that too. Okay? And so what you do is you say, right, this is how we're going to move forward. And so you save your staff. A company without staff isn't a company. Look into the word company. Okay? We're not talking about a team, we're talking about a company here. Tottenham Hotspur, the company. Get your head out your fucking arse. All of you who think this. The guy, I'm not his greatest fan, honestly I'm not, but he knows how to run a business. Does he know how to run the football side of business? I've got my doubts. But does he know how to run the non-footballing side? 100%. 100%. Have we done things properly as a football club over the last 10 years? Have we had someone from Qatar come in and give us 1.2 billion for the stadium? Did we go and buy the cranes and then sell them for a profit because he saw that renting them wasn't cost effective? Yes. It's all these little things that create the revenue, and that's what he's great at. Let him continue doing that. Just try and maybe keep him away from the footballing side. That I agree with 100%. But if you don't know how to run a business and you've never run one, and you just see, oh, well, 3 million was saved there and it went into his pocket, so that means that he's an arsehole. No, you're a fucking cunt. That's what you are. You're a brain-dead cunt. Right? You serve no purpose to humanity. 5th floor, off with you. Right, what's the running order? What have we got left? Or have we still got any more quotes?
That was so passionate. God.
Sorry.
I'm tearing up with a hard on.
Listen, I've talked so much on this podcast. I didn't talk at all on last week's one. I mean, I probably spent more time editing it than any of you guys would do, performing on the pod. Right, so that's my share of it. But do we have any more quotes, any juicy ones before we move on to Qarabağ and United?
The last one, actually did sort of finish, it sort of ties in a little bit with the last, sort of one of the last comments you made about investment. And he says, "We believe this club needs a bigger capital base because we've got a lot of exciting projects on the horizon and we want to make further investment in the teams. Some form of minority investment is what we're looking for. We've got nothing to announce at the moment, but we are in the market."
And what people were upset with that?
Well, you know it because they always think he's the one who controls exactly every penny and where it goes, and they think it's just going to go into his back pocket, don't they?
Okay, so there's two... Can I talk a bit more about this? Is that all right? Well, we got to go soon.
Yeah, mate.
You're right. Right, okay. So why do we need external investment? The reason why we need external investment is because we are owned by an investment hub. This investment hub has never, ever, I've taken a look at their books so I know, taken money out of the club. Now, you purple and gold guys who have this conspiracy theory that he does it through various commissions I've read. So, for instance, when they buy a player or the crane thing, or when they're buying up land, what's happening is they're overpaying, and so it goes into his pocket. I've heard these conspiracy theories. If that's true, please present your evidence, because your tongue moving up and down and left and right isn't evidence, no matter how much you want it to be. So, ENIC have never taken a penny out of the club. They have invested, I believe, 110, 20 million. They did that 2 years ago. That's what they've done. Is it enough? No, it's not. It would have been great if they had invested a lot more and pushed the button when we were really riding hot, when Pochettino was in charge. That's why Daniel Levy isn't great on the footballing side. Hopefully he's sort of learned his lesson there. And that's why he's not going to sack Ange right now. Even if we lose the next 3 or 4 games, he won't sack him. right? Because things are happening. And also, Ange wouldn't lose 3 or 4 games on the bounce. It's just, you see that, right? You see what he did to the players and the entire stadium. One man and his coaching staff, you saw what he did, right? So why do we need external investment? We have various projects, as he says, going on in the background. Hotels. Now, for you who think, why the fuck would you go and stay in Tottenham? Please understand that we have thousands of let's not call them day trippers, thousands of, what we can do, of fans who turn up on the day. They're not season ticket holders. They're not even members. See, what happens is there are various tourist organisations around the world, especially in Korea, and they buy a package deal where they come over, they spend a lot of money in the shop, but then they go into London and they stay in a hotel. Why don't we capitalise on that, seeing as we have the land, and build hotels that will cater to all of these fans, right? So we have ring-fence an amount of money that doesn't touch the transfer kitty. And see, I'm using the word kitty so you can understand. And so what we're doing is we have put that money to the side so that we can build hotels. Or is it a hotel? I think it's 2. I'm not too sure. That money that's generated from the hotel goes back into the club. Great, right? Fantastic. Now, because ENIC are looking to sell the entire amount, not right now though, not right now, because Daniel Levy still has some projects that he wants to finish. And when he is done, probably in a decade from now, so those of you on Twitter, in a decade, you'll be what, 26, right? Well done. When you're 26 and maybe he then sells, and the trust that's the Lewis Trust basically sells up, he'll probably sell to the company or to the hedge fund or whatever it is that comes in and buys a small stake in the club. Daniel Levy owns nearly 30%. Trust me, he's not going to sell his 30%. If he does, he'll sell 10% of it. He'll sell 3%. The majority will come from the Lewis Trust. What will that do? Well, if our club, let's just do some quick calculations, guys. So let's work this out. If our club is worth, let's see, got the calculator open, 4 or 5 billion. Let's put 5 billion, right? 1, 2, 3. How many zeros is that? That's 5 million. 5 billion. Wow. 3, 6, 9, 12 zeros. If we sell a 25% stake, 25, I'm doing this really easy for you so you can understand, equals, that's 1.25 billion. Right now, there aren't many companies or people out there that can afford 5 billion, and Daniel Levy won't sell his 30% stake. I'm telling you this now, even if the Lewis Trust wants to sell their 60-something% stake, he won't sell his 30%, his 29% stake, right? 1.25 billion. If you think that's going to go into his pocket, it means you've not heard anything and you're an idiot. That money goes back into the club. That money will be probably apportioned into infrastructure and player assets over the next probably 4 to 5 seasons. I don't know how much of the 1.25 billion will go. I'm not part of the board. I have no idea. But I can guarantee that part of that money, maybe 30%, will go towards some of the projects. And then we have the rest of it going towards players. Right? Sorry, I've made a very big mistake. I should edit all this out, but I can't be bothered. That money does go to the people selling. But there's normally a guaranteed promise of investment. Okay? So just ignore everything I've just said, apart from me calling you guys cunts. So that money does go to the selling party, but it comes with a guarantee. So we are buying our share for 1.25 billion, but in the contract it states we are also going to put in an X amount, and then that money that they put in, I don't know how much it is. Knowing Daniel Levy will squeeze out as much as possible. Well done. And that will go to what I've just said, player transfers and projects. That's how it works. You all with me?
Exactly.
It's quite simple, right? So what's the problem?
Very, very simple.
What's the problem then? I
People
still don't understand.
are just thick as fuck, and they all think everything goes back to Levy's pocket when it clearly doesn't. And they're going about his bonuses when he's had one bonus in what 5-6 years. Like, get a grip. Actually, do some research where you open your mouth.
Yeah, you've just gone Dalek on us. I think we have to move on. Hannah, do you have anything to say, darling?
She has had to drop
she's
out.
Gone. Yeah.
She has. But she has left her predictions for the 2 games.
Oh, go on then. Qarabağ. So what's your
Qarabağ
prediction?
United.
Do you want to put them out?
Ooh,
Do you want to
prediction.
stick them on WhatsApp? Yeah. You know, we keep putting them on WhatsApp and then we don't even look at them, do we?
We don't do
Doesn't
anything
matter.
with them. I feel like
we need to do something with them. Like, we need to like a spreadsheet or something and see who's got them right, who hasn't.
I like the TIFO way. They do like a points are bad thing. We can play it another time.
That's actually
It's
really,
a really
cool.
good way of doing it.
If you've got any ideas, guys, on what we need to do with the predictions, like put them down on a spreadsheet and some really like funky rules, and the person who ends up last has to do something, that'd be really fun. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, DM us at Hotspur Way Show and let us know. What's your prediction for Qarabağ?
Qarabağ, I've been having a bit of a nosy because the academy are playing tonight in the EFL, fuck knows what it's called, trophy against senior teams. And interestingly, there's no Mikey Moore, Lancashire, or Tyrese Hall in the squads. So Alexander's going to go a little bit youth heavy. And we struggled against Qarabağ last time, I think, at home. We've only beat them like 2-1, I swear. So they're not pushovers. But yeah, I think we'll be comfortable, like 4-1, 5-1. I'll go 5-1.
Wow. I'm going to go for a 2-1 win. What's Hannah's prediction?
Hannah's gone 5-0. And Josh, the slimy bastard, has just messaged 5-1 as well.
Okay. And then we've got United. When is United? Is it Sunday?
Sunday. Big Sunday.
What time? 4 o'clock, 4:30?
I think it's the 4:30 kickoff. This is where I'm absolutely completely wrong and chatting the most bollocks. I don't know, 4:30.
It is 4:30. So 6:30 Cyprus. God knows where you are in America. That time in the morning somewhere. What do you think, mate? I think if we can continue the momentum, and I think Andrew will make sure they do, we've got a better first 11 than them. I'm not being biased. I just really believe that.
We've got better fucking everything than them. Like, there is not one thing at United I would take over.
I know.
Like, whether that's infrastructure,
stadium, literally. Exactly.
The only thing they have is like the global brand, and that's it.
Which you do realise that if they continue on this slippery slope, they've got another 15 years, maybe tops. That's tops, by the way. And then the generation that has supported them gets a bit older. They will continue, but the generation that's now, so someone who is 5 and 6 and is just listening to what their dad and grandparents are saying, grows up a bit and then just goes, nah, why would I support them? I'm not, I know I'm from London and I should support them, but why would I support them? So it's, I wouldn't change anything, I'll probably change the time. I'll probably move it to Monday. That's the only thing I would change about this game. But other than that, I think that we're going to beat them. Not 6-1 like we did once upon a time. I've got a feeling
7-1?
No, that'd be lovely, wouldn't it? Imagine spanking United in their gaff. 7-1. No, I've got a feeling it'll be. I think we'll score. I'll just say 2-1, mate.
2-1.
What you
That's
say?
quite conservative. I mean, I'm feeling quite confident, and that's never gone well for me in the past. So I don't know why I'm saying it.
You know what I said about Arsenal? I thought we were going to destroy them, and that
Another day. Well, they just shit the bed and came up for a draw anyway. So, but yeah, I just don't rate them at all. Like, I can't remember the last time they actually played well in a game. Besides, like, that one FA Cup game against City, I genuinely can't remember a good United performance. Their players are average. The coach is, I hate saying it, but he is one of those managers that just doesn't inspire anything. Like, he has nothing about him whatsoever.
Absolutely.
I don't know if it's true.
right, it could be true. I don't know if it. Yeah, I have no idea if it is, but there were a lot of rumours at the time that we had interviewed him, and we just thought he was a bit of a potato.
Yeah,
Have you
I
heard
heard
that?
those rumors
Right?
as well. Yeah, and it wouldn't surprise you looking at him. Like apparently Livy was just like he's a bit like he's just fucking potato.
Yeah,
Like
and look at who we've
there's
got. Chalk and cheese. Compare Ange to him. Like, we know how we
that's the
play.
thing.
We know how we play. Right? We've got a manager who says, that's how we play, mate. They've got a manager who just says, they've lost 4-0. We played spectacular football. I can't do his I won't do his accent. Like, yeah, we played spectacular football. We were really good, and you're going to improve on these areas. What? Mate, how are you playing? What's your style? You're Manchester fucking United. Mate, I grew up watching Alex Ferguson's team. I grew up watching Kanchelskis on one wing, Giggs on the other, Keane and Robson. That's what I like. When Man U came at you, they came in waves. That's how they played. They just were attacking non-stop. Yeah, they were games that were a bit boring, and it took them a few years to get hold of the Champions League, right? But then they went and won it. And Sir Alex Ferguson, what a fucking guy! Read his book as well. Yeah, actually, mate, that's your Christmas present, because that will
Hey,
help. That will help. No, I'm being serious, and I want you to read it so I'm going to ask you questions. Anyone listening to this, read Alex Ferguson's book. Apart from you idiots on Twitter, you probably can't read anyway. So
learn the alphabet instead.
Yeah, TWITTR. That's why Elon Musk just changed it to X. They can't even spell Twitter. It's just X. X. Easy. Do you know what I mean?
Simple minds.
Yeah. 2-1 for me. What's
I'd actually
Josh
say
and
a
Hannah
score.
said? Hey.
We've had drum roll 2-2 from Hannah, the repeat of last season, and then Josh has gone for a 1-1. And
Ooh.
yeah, quite boring from those, I have to say. Disappointed.
Yeah, disappointed. I'm sure our Johnny. Ooh. Well, I'm sure our Johnny in America he's listening. Hi Johnny, we love you. We
do miss you, Johnny.
We do. We went to your podcast funeral. It was fun, but we want you back.
We had a great time.
We miss you so much. We miss your schlong.
9/11 jokes aren't the same without you.
They're not at all. You're going 3-0.
I'm going 3-0.
Ooh. All right. Well, we've got we've got
nothing there.
I've got a few questions. Just wrap up these questions. Who's better looking, Hannah or John McGinn? Definitely McGinn.
Oh, McGinn, any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
Yeah,
I mean, he can.
that's that.
It's just we've got a message. Yeah. Right, we've got a message from Josh. He says, "Jaymes, still don't love you, but I found my new love. His name's Harry Scarf." Right, fair enough. Let's go back
Josh.
to. I know. Tell me about it.
Love's in the air.
Well, I mean, Harry's 15, so we've got to be careful.
Well, I mean, he's already given up on the Romanians, so he likes to play things a bit spicy. Let's say that.
Yeah, I'm just going to keep that in the recording. So Willie B at Spursy Chiefs says, if Ange called you up for a sub, how many true mins could you give Spurs in your current form?
Oh fucking hell!
I've just finished. I've just finished my 4th Guinness, so I'm feeling at least 15 minutes before pulling one or both hamstrings.
Oh, nice. Oh, I missed the Guinness.
Well, look,
fire me up.
I think so. Right now, I can't use my left side. I've got this spine issue. Right. I think I should go in goal. Because what I would do, number one, I would command that penalty box because I'd snap people's necks. I just would. I mean, it's easy. I'll just use my right hand and my right thigh, and yeah, I'd go in goal. I'd probably just for one corner, so I'm in there for 2 minutes. What about you, mate?
Yeah, I'll say that's quite the Joe Hart approach. You can dive on one side, but if you think to your left, you're a bit fucked.
And someone wanting to have sex with you or something? What's going on?
Oh, family shenanigans.
All right, fair
I've
enough.
reported them so many times.
Right, so I'll ask. Did you say how many minutes? So I've got one more question from.
Yeah,
George.
I was gonna say I reckon I could do a job on the wing or centre back.
A
Give
sunny
Romero
job?
or Mickey.
A sunny job, or would you be the dribbly winger? What kinds?
Somewhere between Clinton and Jai and Georges, Kevin and Kudu.
All right, so you're shit. George,
Yeah.
don't follow it in it too, says, have you ever had a shank at work? That means yes. So how
hasn't?
many? How many?
Well, as many as I can squeeze in, really. I tell my boss I have IBS. Seems to work quite well.
I think that's it. We've covered everything. We've been going long enough. How long have we been going for? Wow, 70 minutes.
Fucking hell, no bomb.
Longer than Sunny.
It doesn't take much.
Say goodbye, Todge.
Adios.
Goodbye for me. Bye-bye.